We moved into the house on Ravenwood Lane 3 years ago. Not for the neighborhood or the view, but for the vantage point. To the average passerby, our place looked just like any other suburban home. Trimmed hedges, a modest porch, and a neat green lawn. But buried beneath that lawn, precisely under what the HOA would later call an unsightly garden box, was a DEA commissioned surveillance grid monitoring one of the largest drug trafficking operations in the state. It wasn't just a home, it was a listening post. And the lawn? That was more than turf. It was camouflaged access to hard lines, hidden fiber cables, and live signal intercept systems. Unfortunately, none of that mattered to a man named Dale Granger, president of the Ravenwood HOA, the first warning. It began with a letter, tucked into our mailbox with all the smugness you'd expect from a man who printed his signature in cursive Comic Sans. Your lawn is in violation of HOA Policy 7.3b. Unauthorized structures and unconventional soil coloration must be corrected within 10 days. He was referring to a 4-by-6 patch of garden near the street, a removable panel of reinforced synthetic turf built to lift and access surveillance gear beneath. I tried to reason with him. "Can't remove it," I said. "It's part of a specialized maintenance system, under federal guidelines." He scoffed. "Federal? For some mulch and PVC pipe?" Dale had no idea. The escalation. 10 days later, a landscaping crew showed up at 7 a.m. I was at work at the DEA field office across town when I received a Level 2 alert on my secure phone. Perimeter breach. External interference detected. Live drone feeds showed the crew digging up the exact patch of lawn, hauling away the panel, exposing the sensor grid and concealed fiber lines. One of them pulled out what looked like a power tool, ready to sever a thick black conduit. I was in my truck and heading home before the second alert even chimed. Confrontation at Ravenwood. When I arrived, the crew was halfway through digging up the whole front yard. My wife was on the porch, shouting at Dale, who stood arms crossed, beaming like he'd just conquered Normandy. "Step away from the trench," I barked. They froze. "Who do you think you are?" Dale snapped. "This is HOA jurisdiction. You've been non-compliant for months. We gave you warning." I reached into my coat and flipped open my badge. Drug Enforcement Administration, Tactical Operations Division. Every shovel dropped instantly. "You just exposed an active surveillance hub," I said. "Every cable you just cut was feeding live intel to a multi-state narcotics investigation. That garden box you hated, it housed encrypted comms we've been using to intercept cartel signals routed through this ZIP code." Dale's face drained of color. The fallout. Within an hour, a federal response team arrived. 2 unmarked SUVs pulled into the driveway. DEA techs swept the damage. Agents secured the area with yellow tape. The entire front lawn, once a neatly disguised post, was now a crime scene. The landscaping crew was cleared after questioning. They had no idea what they were ripping out. But Dale? Dale was charged with interfering with a federal operation and willful destruction of federal surveillance infrastructure. He argued that nobody told him and that he was just enforcing neighborhood aesthetics. His ignorance didn't excuse the felony. The HOA board tried to claim innocence, but internal emails later revealed Dale had pushed to remove non-compliant structures in a personal crusade against what he called government squatters. The aftermath. We relocated within a week. Surveillance reestablished elsewhere. The Ravenwood post was decommissioned, but not before DEA techs removed every trace of our presence. The HOA was issued a formal federal warning. Dale, banned from HOA leadership and facing 2 years probation. Sometimes the most dangerous thing in suburbia isn't crime, it's ego. And Dale had no idea the grass he tore up was the only thing hiding his neighborhood from a much bigger threat.